I stepped off the train, boots still caked with desert dust, heart pounding with a strange mix of nerves and hope. 2 years. I hadn't seen her in 2 years. I pictured Jizu standing there with flowers, maybe even crying. She used to cry at goodbye videos, for God's sake. But no one stood there. Just people rushing past, living lives I wasn't part of anymore. I called her. No answer. Again. Voicemail. Hey, Jizu. I'm home. I'll be at the apartment in 20. Can't wait to see you. The cab ride felt like a slow crawl through my own memories. I kept checking my phone, waiting for her reply. There was none. When I reached the apartment, I felt it instantly. Something was off. The door lock had changed. The welcome mat was gone. Her favorite wind chime? Missing. I knocked. Silence. I knocked harder. Nothing. I called her again. No answer. The landlord lived 2 floors down. I pounded on his door like a madman. Oh, Ethan, he blinked. You're back. What the hell happened? Why is the lock changed? Where's my wife? He rubbed the back of his neck. She moved out. About a year ago. What? My throat dried up. She didn't tell you. I shook my head slowly. She broke the lease. Said you weren't coming back. Said she had somewhere else to go. Where? I think her family home. But I can't be sure. I left without another word. My suitcase dragged behind me like a corpse. My heart felt worse. The bus ride to her old neighborhood took over an hour. Every bump reminded me I didn't know what waited at the end. When I reached her parents' house, I stood at the gate for a long time. I used to mow this lawn. I helped her dad paint that fence. We had our engagement dinner inside those walls. I knocked. It wasn't her mom who answered. It was Mr. Park, the old neighbor from next door. Ethan, he frowned. You're back already. Already? It's been 2 years. He opened the gate and stepped out slowly. Come in. Come in. I'm just here to see Jizu. Is she inside? He gave me a long, sad look. Jizu doesn't live here anymore. I figured that, I muttered. But where is she? She moved. About a year ago. With a man named Minho, I think. I stayed at him. She moved in with someone. He nodded slowly. She came back here pregnant. Not long after she left the apartment. Said she needed help. Her parents were upset, but what could they do? Pregnant, I echoed, while I was in basic training. Mr. Park hesitated. I'm sorry, Ethan. Do you know where she went? I think so. Maybe Yeonam-dong. She didn't leave a number. I leaned against the wall, breath catching in my throat. She said she'd wait, I whispered. She wrote me letters. She called me her home. I know, he said gently. We all thought she would. My hands trembled, fists clenched. He put a hand on my shoulder. You don't have to be strong right now. I do, I replied. Because if I let go now, I won't come back from it. He didn't argue. I sat on the curb outside for a long time after he went in. Just me, my bag, and the echo of her voice in my head. I'll wait for you, Ethan. No matter what. I promise. I laughed bitterly. Bullshit. My phone buzzed. It was an old message, from over a year ago. Jizu, hope you're doing okay. Things are getting complicated. Just stay safe, okay? I stayed at the screen like it was poison. 2 years. 2 damn years of keeping my promise. What did I come back to? Not my home. Not my wife. Not even a proper goodbye. Just a trail of silence and lies. But I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to cry. Not here. Not for her. I stood up, wiped my face, and whispered, fine. I picked up my bag and started walking, not toward any place familiar, just away from everything. If she buried me in silence, I'd make sure I rose in fire. I sat in a dim cafe, the one with cracked tiles and free Wi-Fi. My hands hovered over my phone. One search. Just one. Jizu Kim. I tapped. Her profile loaded in seconds. There she was, smiling. Hair longer. Eyes brighter. Dressed in a pastel dress I'd never seen before. And in her arms, a baby. A little girl. Maybe 6, 7 months old. I zoomed in on the photo. Her caption read, "My whole world." My breath caught. I stared. Then I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because I finally understood what silence looked like. My finger hovered over the message icon. Then I typed, "Who's the father?" Seconds passed. Nothing. I deleted the message and instead called the one person I knew couldn't lie to my face. "Hannah." "Ethan." Her voice wavered. "Oh my God, you're back. Where are you right now?" Home." "Why?" "I need to see you." She hesitated. "Now?" "Yes." She agreed. Barely. I found her in her apartment, sitting stiffly on her couch, like she expected to be yelled at. "You saw it, didn't you?" she said before I opened my mouth. "The baby." I nodded. "Cute kid." Hannah winced. "Ethan, don't sugarcoat it. Just tell me." She looked down. "She got pregnant about 5, maybe 6 months after you left." I clenched my fists. "Was it planned?" "I don't know," she whispered. "She stopped talking to us a lot after it happened." "And the guy?" "Minho. He was her boss. You probably don't remember him." She said she hated her boss. She did. Until she didn't. I sat down, staring at the floor. Did she ever mention me? At all? She cried a lot at first. Then less. Then, not at all. Did she even read my letters? I think she did. I don't know if she answered them. She didn't. "I'm sorry, Ethan." "No," I said. "You're not the one who promised to wait." Hannah bit her lip. She made a mistake. A big one. She didn't make a mistake. She made a choice. She was lonely. I was too. "You don't see me holding a baby." Silence. "Does she know I'm back?" I asked. "I don't think so." "Good." I stood to leave, but Hannah grabbed my wrist. She didn't plan this. It just happened. I pulled my hand away. Pregnancy doesn't just happen. She thought you might not make it back. She lost hope in months. I held on to her for years. "I know." "Do you?" Hannah didn't answer. I reached the door, then turned back. "What's the baby's name?" "Yui." "Yui." I repeated, like it burned. "She looks nothing like you," Hannah added quietly. I figured. I left before my voice cracked. Outside, the wind hit hard. I sat on a bench and pulled out my phone. I stared at Jizu's picture again. She looked happy, happier than she ever did with me. I scrolled further. One photo showed Minho holding Yui. His face blurred, but his hand on her waist wasn't. My stomach turned. I remembered all the nights I stared at the barrack ceiling, whispering her name to stay sane. I remembered every plan I made for us. House, dog, 2 kids, 1 girl, 1 boy. And now, I was just a ghost in her story. I wanted to scream, but I didn't. I just sat there and let the rage churn inside me. My phone buzzed. "Hannah, please don't do anything stupid." Too late. Something inside me already broke. But I texted back, "Don't worry. I'm not going to hurt her." I was going to disappear. Let her live the perfect life she wanted, with her new man and their baby girl. But I'd make damn sure she knew what she gave up. "Are you sure this is the right address?" the cab driver asked, slowing down. I nodded. "Yeah. Looks fancy. Must be rich folks." I didn't reply. My eyes were locked on the building. Tall, clean, modern. Not the kind of place we ever dreamed of affording together. I stepped out, pulling my cap low. The air felt colder here, shinier, like it belonged to someone else. I stood across the street, waiting. 10 minutes passed. Then she came out. Jizu, her hair tied up, baby in her arms. Laughing. Minho followed, keys in hand, tossing her a smile like he owned the world. They looked like a family. I felt like a joke. I stayed hidden behind a parked SUV, breath tight in my chest. She turned suddenly. Her eyes landed on me. I didn't move. She blinked. Recognition. Shock. But not guilt. Not sadness. Her face twisted into something else. Irritation. Then she turned away. Just like that. No wave. No hello. No I'm sorry. Just walked off, adjusting the baby's hat like I never existed. I whispered, "Wow." I didn't follow. Didn't call her name. I just stood there until they vanished into the parking garage. Then I walked. No destination. Just my feet and the rage pulsing behind my ribs. 2 hours later, I checked into a cheap motel with flickering lights and stained sheets. The clerk asked for my ID. Rough day, he muttered, eyeing my face. Something like that. In the room, I dropped my bag and sat on the edge of the bed. I stayed at the wall. Then I laughed. Laughed so hard my chest ached. She looked at me like I was the problem. I muttered. Like I ruined her day. I took off my jacket and buried my face in it. Then I broke. No slow tears. No silence. Just raw, ugly sobs. I punched the mattress. 2 damn years. I choked. I wrote every week. I called. I begged for 5 minutes. And she couldn't even say sorry. The baby's laugh played on repeat in my mind. She looked happy. I didn't. She had her new life. I had this motel room. I curled up on the bed and stayed at the ceiling. You picked him. That's fine. But why kill me quietly? My phone buzzed. Unknown number. You came by today. I stared. Huh. I replied. Didn't mean to bother you. Jizu, please don't come again. I froze. No, how are you? No, I'm sorry. Just that. I typed. You didn't even ask if I was okay. She didn't reply. I tossed the phone on the floor. My heart didn't hurt anymore. It just felt empty. I whispered to the dark. I'm done. I wasn't Ethan anymore. Not her Ethan. That guy died somewhere between the barracks and this motel. What rose now wasn't him. I wiped my face, stood up, and looked at myself in the mirror. I don't know who you are, I muttered to my reflection, but you're not going to beg again. My reflection didn't blink. I grabbed my phone and deleted a number. Then I scrolled through my photos. Every picture of us, gone. Every letter she wrote, gone. I burned them all digitally. Then I picked up my bag and dumped it on the floor. Her scarf, her book, her perfume. I grabbed them, shoved them into the motel trash can, and didn't look back. I sat on the edge of the bed again, breathing slowly. No tears left. No love. Only silence. But not the painful kind. The peaceful kind. The kind before a storm. I closed the apartment door behind me and stood still. No footsteps. No laughter. No smell of her shampoo. Just me. Just silence. I dropped my bag and walked to the living room. Everything was exactly how I'd left it before enlistment. Her framed photo still on the shelf. Our wedding picture by the window. That stupid Forever Starts Here sign she made me hang crooked on purpose. I stayed at it. Forever lasted a year. Oh. I walked to the cabinet and pulled out the storage box. Letters. Photos. Notes. All hairs. I sat on the floor, spreading them out like crime scene evidence. Anniversary. First apartment. You begged me to take that trip to Busan. I picked up the note she left me before basic. Don't forget me. Don't give up. I'll be here when you get home. Liar. I tossed it in the trash. One by one, I fed the others to the flame. Old texts. Printed emails. A photo of her holding my hand at the beach. Gone. I paused at one letter. The handwriting was rushed. Smudged ink. No matter what, I'll always be yours. I stayed at it. I didn't blink. Then I struck a match and watched it burn in my sink. My phone buzzed. No name. Just a number. I answered. Hello. Ethan. It was Dylan, my old teammate from Basic. You sound dead. Close enough. He exhaled. You back home? Yeah. How's married life? Non-existent. She left you. She had a baby with another man. Shit. I said nothing. Come train with me, he said. No talk. Just sweat. I'm not ready. You're already bleeding, man. Might as well heal through pain. I hung up without a word. He wasn't wrong. I stood in front of the mirror. I looked like a man trying to hold on to something that already died. I grabbed the clippers. Buzz. Hair fell. Chunk by chunk. I erased the version of me she remembered. When I was done, I looked harder. Deeper. You're not him anymore. I opened the fridge. 3 bottles of soju. I stayed at them. Grabbed one. Opened it. Then poured it down the drain. Not tonight. I found my old gym bag under the bed. Dusty. Forgotten. I tossed it on the couch and opened it. Gloves. Wraps. Running shoes. Memories. I sat down and stayed at my hands. You begged her to wait. You gave her everything. I clenched my fists. And she gave it all away. My phone buzzed again. Dylan, 7 a.m. Don't be late. I set the phone down. I'll be there. Not for revenge. Not to impress her. For me. To rebuild. To start over. To kill who I used to be. I picked up a Sharpie and wrote on my bathroom mirror. No more apologies. I didn't flinch. I didn't cry. I just breathed. Deep. Slow. One more match. One last photo. Her laughing. Cake on her nose. Burned. I opened the window and let the smoke out. I closed my eyes. Let the cold hit my face. I died tonight. Then I smiled. Just a little. But something else woke up. Lift it. Higher. Don't cheat yourself. Like this, the guy grunted. Like a man, not a noodle. Come on. Dylan laughed from across the gym. You always this gentle with clients. Only the ones who whine. We high-fived as the client collapsed onto the mat. 1 year. 1 year of sweat, silence, and rebuilding. And now, this place, Iron Core Tactical, was mine. Ours. Built from nothing but broken backs and broken hearts. Dylan walked over, wiping sweat from his forehead. You checked the new sign-ups yet? I shook my head. Too busy making grown men cry. He tossed me the clipboard. We got a full class Monday. Oh, and there's a weird name on the bottom. I glanced down. Minho Kim. The pen slipped from my hand. You okay? Dylan asked. I stated the name. Yeah, I'm fine. Friend of yours. Something like that. Monday came too fast. I stood by the mats, arms crossed. The door opened. He stepped in. Same face. Same arrogant walk. But his eyes? Duller now. Tired. Welcome, I said flatly. He nodded. This the veteran training program? Yeah. You served. No, but I heard you take civilians, too. We do. You here for fitness or something else? Bit of both. Stress, mostly. I raised an eyebrow. What problems? Wife problems, he muttered. I nearly laughed. Name? I asked, pretending. Minho. I wrote it down slowly. Minho Kim. He looked up. Yeah. I waited. He didn't recognize me. Not yet. I led the warm-up in silence. Push-ups. Now. They dropped. Minho struggled by the 15th. Dylan smirked beside me. We breaking them already? Just him, I said. After class, Minho came up, panting. You ever been married? I tilted my head. Yeah. He exhaled. Then maybe you get it. My wife, she's not the same. New baby. He froze. Yeah. How'd you know? Guess. He laughed bitterly. It's like, once the baby came, I stopped existing. I leaned against the wall. Sounds rough. I didn't sign up for all this. Crying. Fighting. She throws plates. Man. I cross my arms. So leave. It's not that simple. It is if you're a coward. He blinked. Excuse me. I stepped closer. You cheated with a married woman, didn't you? His face paled. What? She was married. You knew, and you still chased her. He took a step back. Who are you? I smiled coldly. No one. He stayed, then his eyes widened. I know you, he whispered. Yo. Class is over. I cut in. He opened his mouth, then shut it. Dylan watched from the office door. Later that night, Dylan cornered me. You want to tell me what that was about? Here's the guy. What guy? The one she left me for. Dylan's jaw clenched. Holy. Yeah. Why'd you let him in? I looked him dead in the eye. Because I want him to see what a real man looks like. Bro, she doesn't even look at me anymore. Minho leaned on the wall, breathless after sprints. I handed him a towel. Maybe she's tired. It's more than that, he said. She's cold, distant, not the same since the baby. I bit back a smile. Sounds rough. He wiped his face. I didn't sign up for a roommate. You signed up for a family. He scoffed. I thought I did. We walked toward the weights. He grabbed the bar, still talking. She used to be sweet. Fun. Now she just nags. Always holding the kid. Like I'm invisible. Maybe you are, I said. He blinked. What? I shrugged. If you act like a shadow, people treat you like one. He laughed. That's deep. Or maybe obvious. He grunted through his representatives. Sometimes I wonder if I made a mistake. I leaned against the rack. You did. His head snapped toward me. What? Form, I lied. You're lifting wrong. He nodded slowly, still unsure. Over the next few weeks, he kept venting. She accused me of cheating last night. Are you? No, he said quickly. Not now. I raised an eyebrow. Okay. Once. But it didn't mean anything. Neither did your vows, I muttered. He didn't hear me. Or maybe he chose not to. Then one Wednesday afternoon, the glass shattered. Ethan, Dylan said, stepping into the office. You might want to see this. I walked out to the main floor. Jizu. She stood near the entrance, holding a toddler on her hip, yelling at Minho in front of everyone. You didn't come home last night, she snapped. I told you I was out with co-workers. You reeked of perfume. I don't have time for this. You never have time, she screamed. The baby started crying. Minho turned red. Not here, Jizu. She slapped him. Hard. Gasps rippled through the gym. Minho stood frozen, one hand on his cheek. I gave up everything for you, she hissed. I stayed in the corner, unseen. Her eyes darted around, then landed on me. We locked eyes. Her face paled. Ethan, she whispered. Minho turned. What? That's him, she said. He stared. Recognition finally hit. He stepped toward me. You knew. I said nothing. Jizu spoke again. You trained him. I trained everyone, I said. Minho looked sick. This was payback. No, I replied. This was patience. He pointed at me. You planned this. I stepped forward. Planned what? Watching you ruin your own life. Jizu looked at the floor. You should have told me you were back. You should have told me you were leaving. I shot back. Dylan stepped in. All right, this isn't the place. Minho grabbed my shirt. You think you're better than me. I didn't flinch. I don't have to think. I know. Jizu pulled him back. Let's go. He didn't move. I said let's go, she snapped. He finally followed, shoulders slumped. The door shut behind them. Silence. Dylan turned to me. You okay? I nodded. Yunya, one of the newer trainers, walked over. So, that was your ex. I sighed. Yeah. She's still in love with you. No. You still in love with her. Not even close. Yunya studied me. You held it together pretty well. I wasn't holding anything anymore. She smiled faintly. Good. Because you deserve better. I walked to the punching bag. Wrapped my hands. Dylan called out, Want a break? No, I said. I want 10 rounds. Yunya held the bag steady. Hit it like it's the past. I threw the first punch. And I didn't stop. Knock. Bro, she doesn't even look at me anymore. Another knock. Minho leaned on her voice, breathless after sprint. Please. I handed him a towel. 5 minutes. Maybe she's tired. I opened the door. Jizu more than that. He said, face pale, she's eyes cold. She looked like someone who hadn't slept in days. I bit back a smile. I stepped aside. He wiped his face. She walked in slowly. I didn't sign up for hands shaking. You signed up for looks different. It is. He scoffed. She glanced around. No photos. We walked toward the weight. No trace of me. He grabbed the bar. There's nothing left to trace. She used to be sweet. She turned to me. Fun. I'm not here to fight. Now she just nags. Good. Always not holding the kid. Like she sat on the edge of the couch like it might collapse under her. I said. I made a mistake, she said quietly. I didn't respond. If you act like you wouldn't come back, people treat you like one. I was scared. That's you stopped calling. Or maybe I didn't stop. You stopped. He grunted through his representatives. She looked down. Sometimes I wonder if I made a mistake. When I felt like I was disappearing, I leaned against the rack. I folded my arms. His head snapped toward me. I was lonely. Form. So was I. I lied. Tears welled in her eyes. He nodded slowly. I didn't mean for it to still happen. Unsure. But it did. Over the next few weeks, I thought you died. He kept venting. Or forgotten me. She accused me of cheating. I remembered you every single day. Are you? She sniffed. No. You're different now. Not now. I had to be. I raised an eyebrow. I miss who you were. Okay. He's dead. Once. She winced. But it didn't mean anything. Don't say that. Neither did your vows. She leaned forward. He didn't hear me. Can we try again? Or maybe he chose not to. Then one Wednesday afternoon, the glass shattered. I want to fix this, Dylan said. Why now? Stepping into the office. She hesitated. You might want to see this. He left. I walked out to the main floor. He couldn't do it anymore. Jizu. She stood near the entrance, holding a toddler. He walked out last week, yelling at Minho. And you came running back to the man you left. You didn't come home last night. She shook her head. Snapped. That's not
I told
why
you I
I'm
was
here.
out with coworkers.
No. You
Then
reeked
what?
of perfume.
I think about you.
I don't have
All the
time for
time.
this. What we had.
You never have time.
What I destroyed.
She screamed.
I sat
The
across
baby
from her.
started crying.
You didn't just
Minho
destroy
turned
something.
red.
Not
Jizu.
here.
You
Jizu.
built something else on
She
top of
slapped
it.
him, then came
Hard.
back when it
Gasps
cracked.
rippled through the gym.
I know. Minho
I begged you
stood
to wait.
frozen,
Just
one
2
hand
years.
on his cheek.
I was
I
weak.
gave up everything
I was
for you,
broken too.
she hissed.
But I held
I
on.
stayed in the corner.
She whispered,
unseen.
I'm sorry.
Her eyes darted around.
I nodded.
Then
I
landed
know.
on me.
Can't you
We
forgive
locked
me?
eyes. Her
I
face
already
paled.
did.
Ethan,
She looked up.
She whispered.
You did.
Minho turned. Forgiveness isn't the problem.
That's him.
She
It's
said.
trust.
He stared.
I'll earn it.
Recognition
No,
finally
I
hit.
said.
He
You
stepped
won't.
toward me. Her eyes
knew.
widened. You didn't
I said
wait.
nothing.
I did.
Jizu spoke again.
That's the difference.
You trained him.
A tear slid down
I
her
trained
cheek.
everyone.
I loved
said.
you. Minho
I
looked
believed
sick.
that.
You
Once.
This was payback.
She stewed.
No, wiping her
I
face.
replied.
This
So
was
this is
patience.
goodbye.
He pointed
It was
at me.
goodbye a long
You planned
time ago.
this. We just
I
didn't
stepped
say it
forward.
out loud.
Planned what?
She lingered
Watching
near the
you
door.
ruin your
I
own
still
life.
dream about us.
Jizu looked at the floor.
I don't. You should
She
have
told
told me
me
you were back.
Jizu.
You should have
She
told me you
paused.
were leaving.
Take care of your
I
daughter.
shot back.
She didn't
Dylan
ask for any of
stepped in.
this.
All right.
She nodded slowly.
This isn't the place.
You'd have been a good
Minho
father.
grabbed my shirt.
I was ready to
You
be.
think you're better than
The
me.
door closed behind
I
her.
didn't flinch.
I sat there.
I don't have to think.
Still. I
Come
know.
on.
Empty.
Jizu pulled him
but
back.
not broken.
Let's go.
Not anymore.
He didn't
Later
move.
that week,
I said,
Dylan
let's
tossed
go.
a folded
She
flyer
snapped.
on my desk.
He finally followed.
Look familiar?
Shoulders
He asked.
slumped.
It was
The
a
door
notice
shut behind them.
Minho's name
Silence.
listed under co-working
Dylan turned to
startup
me.
liquidation.
You okay? Business
I
failed.
nodded. Dylan
Yunya,
said,
one of the
"Fast.
newer trainers,
Figures.
walked over.
Heard he's crashing at his
That
cousin's.
was your ex.
Good.
I sighed.
You're not even
Yeah.
smiling.
She's
I
still
don't
in love
need
with
to.
you.
That's
No, kind
you
of
still
scary.
in love with her.
I shrugged.
Not
That's
even
peace.
close. Yunya studied me. You held it together pretty well. I wasn't holding anything anymore. She smiled faintly. Good. Because you deserve better. I walked to the punching bag. Wrapped my hands. Dylan called out, "Want a break?" "No," I said. "I want 10 rounds." Yunya held the bag steady. "Hit it like it's the past." I threw the first punch. And I didn't stop. I stood on the rooftop of the gym, coffee in hand, watching the sun crawl over the horizon. The city buzzed quietly below. I never thought peace would feel like this, I muttered. Like what? A voice behind me asked. I didn't turn. Earned. Yunya stepped beside me. It's cold. I handed her the spare cup. Black. No sugar. You remember. I pay attention. She smiled, sipping. You're quiet today. I used to be loud when I was angry. Now I'm quiet because I'm not. She looked out at the sky. You've changed. I had to. You still think about her. Not in the way I used to. She nodded. She texted again. I pulled out my phone, holding it up. One unread message. Jizu, I hope one day you forgive me. I stayed at it for a second, then swiped. Deleted. Yunya raised an eyebrow. That easy. I forgave her a long time ago, I said. But I'm not keeping echoes. You ever wonder what she wanted from you? Closure. Or guilt. Maybe to know she still mattered. And does she? I shook my head. She's a chapter 1 finished. Not ripped out. Just read and done. She smiled. Poetic. Practical. We stood in silence for a while. She asked about you at her last visit, Yunya said suddenly. What did she say? That I was lucky. I laughed under my breath. She always likes saying things too late. Maybe she really regrets it. I hope she does, I said. But I'm not her judge. Life already handled that. Yunya turned toward me. What now? I keep building. The gym. The life. She studied me. You good? I am. You sure? Yeah, I said. I'm finally alive again. She bumped my shoulder. You gonna take me to dinner or just keep handing me coffee on rooftops? Is that you asking? I'm saying I'm hungry. I grinned. Then yes. She walked toward the stairs. Pick a place that doesn't serve protein bars. No promises. I stayed a little longer after she left. Let the wind brush my face. I thought about the journey, the betrayal, the silence, the pain, the rebirth. There was no dramatic ending. No final scream. No revenge served cold. Just me. Standing here. Breathing. That was enough. Back downstairs, Dylan was reviewing the week's schedule. Morning, he said. Rooftop therapy again. Yeah, I nodded. Clears my head. He smirked. She's still texting. Last one just now. Deleted it. Harsh. No, I said. Healthy. He leaned back in his chair. You look different. Feel different. Revenge feels good, huh? This isn't revenge, I said. This is resurrection. He chuckled. Write that on a t-shirt. I might. He stood. Class in 10. You leading? Always. As I walked toward the mats, a few new recruits nodded at me. One of them whispered, "That's the guy who built this place after everything." I smiled. Not because they knew, but because I no longer cared who didn't.